only intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. King of Fire. As I was shuffling, this came out on lap, and it's the big player, big pun, and it fell down just now, also in reverse. Now, I know this might look a little funky, but it's okay, because you know what? I was let into the fact that my third eye was being attacked, and I didn't really think about it. Like I just kind of dismissed it, and just because. I don't know. I thought I was just sleepy and tired, but it turns out, as it turns out, even with as much sleep as I had, I still detected some, restlessness. And, so anyway, as soon as and then like my lower back, like when I woke up, I was so aching. I was aching so much. Like after that night, it was weird. Like we just watched a movie. And it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be casual. I know a movie doesn't sound like super casual, like it could lean into this way or that, but it was like a horror, like I don't know, a horror film or something. Anyway, we're just gonna grab a bite to eat, like something small. But if the movie sucked, the alternative was to go to an arcade. So anyway, I'm glad like the tests that were, provided are very like crazy. Let's go with that. So good. So I'm like, this will go with the the theme. Which is Manifestation Monday is in full effect during the witching hour, initiated by the witching hour and moi. The supreme bonus point. What are we gonna say also? Oh yeah, Manifestation Monday. The title of this video, the verbial header of this reading is for the Wolf Moon, aka, more specifically speaking, the Empress's Jugs. You know what Howlers are? They're jugs. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I was like, this is a supreme time to do this. Anyway, Ace of Pentacles in reversal on the recipient side. That's not just receiving coin. That's continuous coin, like in a large amount. That is wonderful. And then the right side is 2 of fire in reversal on the doing side. This is still going at it with the to be determined, to be announced. So this is the big pun, the big player on the field. And like there are so many variables, like okay, so you have your playbook, right? And how do I say it? It's there's so many variables out on the field that can kind of influence whether or not the play is going to be successful. So in forecasting, it's done for how is it? It's done with the intent to determine the best route possible for the goals to be met. And some things like you just don't know, but you still have to do. And so this is like reassurance, almost like insurance, that it can be done with the unknowns. Okay, so like usually howlers are dark, like more like a beer bottle, right? A glorified beer bottle. And so sometimes how do I say, at first glance you can't see like the heightened level of it. So there's basically a trust level with keeping your shiz in not necessarily intact, but covering yourself, like having a reserve. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, I would interpret this a little bit differently if we had the King of Cups in reverse, like being more reserved with your intakes. Yeah, yeah, like, yeah, just because one knows their weaknesses. But this is the King of Fire in reverse. This is basically like the MVP on the field, very dedicated, kind of showing the interns, the rookies, the ropes. So this is wonderful. Okay, now I was going to start off with the Spiritual Tarot reading the Six of Cups. So let's do that. There's a Three of Cups, there's a Six of Cups. There we go. Leaving off from the previous, this is quite a bit of a read. Not too much, but like, it's going to be okay. It's only like 2 pages. Okay. I am the feelings of abundance and satisfaction that come after hard work. I am pleased with my efforts to make dreams come true and want to share my success with others. I also want them to enjoy my sense of fulfillment. Having finished my grieving, I am once again ready to bloom in joy, with joy and confidence. Lately, I've been remembering experiences from my past. I'm beginning to understand how they have shaped my character. Some are satisfying simply to remember. Others have new meaning for me now that I'm an adult whose perspective is tempered by the experiences of intervening years. I am encouraged. Okay, let's start all over. Cut. Action. I encourage you to think about how much you may still operate under influences of the past. Accept your experiences as stepping stones towards acquiring new insights and wisdom. Take time to smell the flowers and attend to the needs of your inner child. My key phrase is using memories and feelings creatively. In the Rider-Waite card, a boy and girl stand amid golden cups filled with star-shaped flowers and greenery signifying abundance. The Morgan Greer boy and girl look at each other over goblets overflowing with large white lilies and greenery. In both of these decks, the boy offers the girl a cup filled with flowers. The Aquarian children wear orange cloaks that merge with color on the shelf where pots are filled with various flowers and greenery sit. Okay, the Six of Cups speaks of wholeness following introspective work. It represents our link to the past and tendency to idealize it, remembering only the good parts. This card also addresses how creativity blooms when we acknowledge our inner child. In Jungian terms, sixes represent union of inner masculine and feminine attributes. The card represents a temporary resolution to the tension of opposites. Since it is only the six of the suit, however, there is more emotional work ahead. Review the past to see if it still has relevance. This card advises. Attend to whatever unfinished business may be holding you back. Don't let nostalgia divert your energy from the tasks at hand. Now, Rachel Pollock sees the Rider-Waite scene as a dwarf giving a gift of memories to the future, the child. In mythical and fairy tale symbology, dwarves stand for aspects of ourselves that we've never fully developed or personifications of creative impulses or energy. The Egyptian dwarf god Bes protected people from the dangers of the unknown and was the protector of roads, byways, and transitions, often signified by the symbol X, or the cross of St. Andrew, which is carved in the pillar of the Rider-Waite card. I haven't noticed that. Oh, I see it right there. It's right there if you can see it. Okay, anyway. It represents, okay, so it represents crossroads, decisions needing to be made, and the union of opposites in Jungian terms. Its prominence on the card suggests that, that change has occurred or is on the threshold. Another meaning of the St. Andrew's cross is the union of the upper and lower worlds. Mythologically, this links the card to the goddess Hecate. Hecate, cool. Yeah, I was going to say that because highways and byways, crossroads, protector, blah, 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 blah. Okay, who descended into the underworld to rescue her daughter, Persephone, and to the death rebirth motif, excuse me. This card also deals with an innocence and joy needed to integrate love of the world and love of the divine. This usually involves major growth work and soul searching and results in definite change of attitude. So while the card celebrates one level of fulfillment, it also suggests or shows that the inner creative struggle is about to begin. What the heck does that mean? I think in being like propositioned with new challenges is what they're talking about. Like, yeah, expansion in that, like the applications during expansion. Anyway, yeah, okay. We are about to make a decision that will take us to a new level of emotional understanding and development. We were just about there. Represented by the page strolling towards the east in the Rider-Waite depiction. Certainly a time of trial and initiation is at hand, as we are about to see in the Seven of Cups. Okay. The shadow side of the Six of Cups, which was in reversal, includes a fixation on former triumphs, fear of taking on new challenges, stubbornly clinging to old ideas, refusing to change our ways, and hoping our dreams will come true without effort on our part. Okay, now I have to look at that old. Was it in reversal? I think it was. I don't remember. That's okay. I will find out, and I will pinpoint that for me. So, conclusively, you may need to revisit the memories of childhood and perhaps the help of a therapist, determine how they shaped your personality, then leave a garden of childhood and grow up. Second off is welcome new activities and areas of expression, especially ones that nurture your inner child. Okay, so that's where it calls me. I feel that. I feel it. It gets you here. It gets you right here. Yes. Pinpoint, and so that's like square one, because that's A1, right? Pinpoint your one-sided black and white attitudes and consider your consequences of enlarging your viewpoint. Can you handle it? And then the fourth one is evaluate how you express or withhold love and make an effort to be more loving, especially in service to your community or humanity. I feel like that's activated now. Like, because it's weird. Like, all of a sudden I felt like I could say that I have a collective. And so that was really cool. Okay. I feel like I need, at least some lip, lip, balm. That's what I feel like. So let's do that. There we are. Oh, look at the shine. Okay. So we have covered that. There you are. There you have it. Okay. Anyway. So what do you want to tell me? And this is Manifestation Monday, or Positive Affirmations Monday, for the Wolf Moon, the Empress's Jugs. What do you say? 7 of Wands in reverse. Ace of Water in reverse there in the bottom. And the top of the deck is 2 of Water reversal. Why are they all in reversal? No, they're not. Okay. So this is 10 of Cups. This is what's showing me. It's like, okay, so this is the what do you call it? The like overturning of 10 of Cups. But like it's okay, so like you're like winner chicken dinner, you get the 10 of Cups, woo, oh, yay, and then so there's like this jealous crowd is like, and they knock over like the domino table of dominoes, right? But you're like, that's still a 10 of Cups. So you pick up your cups, and there's kind of like a humbling, because it's like because there's other players on the field. It's not just a one-on-one. I don't know if it's can dominoes be more than 2 players? Anyway, yeah, so there's like a little bit of like a assumed, like, how do I say it? Like, just because you're playing with somebody who's a sore loser, doesn't determine who you are, but it does put the rest of the players at a humbling, because it's like, we can't play the rest of the game. This this entity decided that everybody's going to be a loser because, you know, they they decided to take lead of that spot. So you know, I mean, all suits must follow. But so there's something about a humbling here in that situationship. Yeah, but it's like you still win. Like backing, like the reality is, no secret to the sauce, top of the deck, is that you still like are at a trophy level. Yeah. Okay. So, ace of, so like you're like, okay, so what do you do in a game where something gets overturned and because somebody's not playing nice? Well, on the next game, it's like you clean slate it, and the next game we like gather the cards or gather the pieces, and on the next gameplay, that player doesn't get to play. You know what I mean? You've determined yourself as a loser. You went off kicking and screaming with a bad attitude, and like, who would want to play with you? You know, like, I certainly don't. We certainly don't. And so they're kind of ousted. They are what do you call it when you get taken out of a game? What is it? You no longer, well, another way to put it is that you no longer qualify to play. Like a dishonorable discharge. That's what it is. From playing again. So basically, depending on the frequency of aggression, they could be ultimately banned from ever playing again. So okay, so that's one side. Like, you know, so let's go back to the ranch here. Okay, so what? So we got the 10 of Cups here. Excellent. Okay. Manifestation Monday. So as far as the Empress's jugs, or the howlers, Wolf Moon howlers, what do you want to say about that? I think we already covered it. Like, there are still resources, even if one situation experienced, or a string of them have displayed a sense of unfavorable outcomes. So the Empress is still winning at that, because as a host, the cups are still intact, basically, or the howlers. Yeah, I'm getting a sense of like 5 of Swords here. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say, my divine panel? Oh yeah, so I knew that my third eye was being attacked, not just by the neighborhood tip-off. And thank you, by the way, for, I think it was a black lady, psychic. That let me know. I don't remember who it was, because like I said, I'm like look on the readings. I've been more selective, you know, for sure. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I have gained a new strength. Now I can read everything. So so I just realized I shouldn't take that to an extreme. But you know, that was like a gem along the findings. And so, you know, as like I found that, you know, my body was aching from so I realized, like, there are so many things that happen that are unseen to the naked eye, or at that moment, that there's like a delayed reaction of how much energy siphoning there was. And I'm like, I like my hips and my, like, my back, my lower back, my upper back, and I'm like, dude, it should not be like that. And so once I used massager again to get the kinks out, I was burping up like crazy. But, you know, like when I told you that I couldn't, there was some kind of mask on reading the cards. It wasn't like a mask on the person per se. Like I think there were layers of camouflage, but one of them was tampering with my naked with my third eye. And so as soon as I put this on, I was like, there are times where I'm like, oh, on like 2/3 part of the day, I felt like poking in my on my back, like pressure. Somebody wanted to be like recognized or whatever, but as soon as I would turn over, it's like nobody there. And so I'm like, I was told, it was very subtle, to do this. And as soon as I did that, massive burp started coming out too. So I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So anyway, that's all remedied now. In the recovery process and healing, there are certain anomalies and methods that you know, we get tapped into. And so following that, let's say pomegranate. I had pomegranate. I haven't had it in like years. And this is exiting a relationship where like everything was discouraged. So when there's like what is it? Lack mindset, that like desires to stomp its feet through whatever entity, like it comes down to just like freaking grocery store shopping. So you know, I was always discouraged from purchasing pomegranates because supposedly the weight, uh uh how do I say it, when you pay by the pound, um like the skin or whatever is also recognized as like scrap material, so it's like almost a waste. So it's just like I was discouraged from stuff like that for with like BS. um and I'm going to tell you comprehensively, like, so I can assume my part in it. But um that like, oh, but they also stain too, and there's like there's not much in it, and all the stuff like fall out of it. So you know, it's like, are you sure you want it, you know, that kind of thing. And so part of my life has been picking my battles, like picking the worst, the least of the evils to comply with. So, and I realized that, like, gosh, it was maybe like a month or two ago that for the first time I made lasagna because I was discouraged. Also, like, oh, you know, they're just gonna break apart. Oh, and you have to boil the, you know, the layers first, and it's complicated, but you can try if you want, you know. And so my part in it, and my fault in it, was accepting that as my um as something that I had to go along with. And so, you know, you pick up things along the way like that, you know. It's just I don't even know why I got that. Oh yeah, the healing process. So I'm like, you know, well, I'll be darned, I can make my decisions now. And so you know, less than half a week ago I picked up some, you know, pomegranates that were on sale. And it's like, I'm gonna try this sucker again. I'm living my own life now. Mama, I got pomegranates. So, um, yeah, like, there was no mishap. Oh my gosh. I opened a pomegranate and it was delicious. I felt automatically like my body is mine now. So, yeah, so, you know, in the healing process with these, you find compensation with certain methods that you discover to heal yourself. So it's not a complete loss. I mean, it's purposeful in its enacting, but at the same time, the resolve is like is is so much better than where you started from. So, Manifestation Monday. Full Moon Howlers. What do we say here? What is this? A Chariot card in reverse. Opened up by the Hermit card in reverse. Queen of Water. Four of Fire. And Page of Earth. So this is, hey, I'm new at this, but I don't have to feel like dumbed down just because I'm at this initiating point, like square one, basically, A1. And you remember, like, oh, I'm hot sauce, or like I have some, like, a kick to me. I'm a household name. And so it's like, that's my home. This is my life. That's my home. And so you move accordingly. You're like, you come into this awareness, the Queen of Cups lit like a freaking glowworm. Like, I can do this, yes. And entertaining the place in which you are parked. Like, this is supposed to be a scenic point of view. And, like, you wouldn't understand, like, the level of appreciation that is warranted by this, like, pit stop site, you know, if it weren't for that post that has, like, you know, the historic view, the story behind it. And so that's what they're saying. It's like, just you know, pay attention to the signs that are provided, and then use your own perspective and your own takeaways. That's what they're saying. So when you do that, like when you apply this independent mindset and like this go-getter attitude, like, hey, this is my path. Oh, these are my feet. Oh, and you put, you know, 2 and 2 together, and you make your way. You make headway, basically. So when you do that, you're engaging in, how do I say this? There's intensified engagement, which means, okay, reading between the lines energetically, is that you're no longer thirsty. Your cup is half full. You know, like, there's so much more to go on this journey, and I have a reserve to, you know, keep me satiated and en route. Okay, very nice. I like it. I'm starting to like this journey, this road trip. Okay. This is Patience or Temperance in reverse. This is basically going with the undercurrent, the flow of where you're intuitively guided. So this is adventurous on this, like, road trip thing. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Sun card. Yeah, it's vibing with it. Like, just go along. Just move along. It's good. This is good. Top of the deck, no secret to the sauce, Hierophant. Yeah, so there's a method to the madness. Yeah, like, this is kind of like the Devil card, but like in its, like, most, like, the healthiest version of the Devil card, you know, that level of, like, firepower, aggression, but it provides all for all, like the Giving Tree. It's the Devil card before shit went down, you know what I mean? That's an angel, you know. Yeah, look at that. Holy smokes, right after that. That's yeah, that's an angel before it just shiz went down and one got caught in the crossfire. Ace of Air in reverse, Ace of Swords. Yeah, so it's like when you hit a tower moment, it's almost like the worst case scenario, the feeling of you know, of like think fast. You're thrown in a basically an energetic curveball, and you're coming, like you're trying to like think fast, like make it snappy, like, well, what is the resolution for this? What is this? And so this is basically new age fledgling, where you learn to fly. Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna get those there. That is very, very interesting. I've never gotten that kind of messaging before. But the top of the deck is King of Swords in reverse and Six of Cups. Yeah, that's basically cut out from that reading over there. Okay. Anything else that you want to say? I don't think I want to spend a whole hour here, but gosh, it's already been 30 minutes. 31 minutes and counting. Anything else that you want to tell me? So the Empress has mastered, basically it's PhD, player hater's degree, you know, mastered all 4 suits, all, yeah, with at queen status. And so they get to like the graduation point of this next level thinking. And so when you're, how do I say it? When you master all 4 suits, you're reigning over each and every kingdom. So now this empire allows you to be in touch with your networks, and therefore we have like the player energy here. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So as far as the Empress's howlers, basically, this is the direct connect to that. Like, yeah, I feel like that. Okay, so that's it for right now. I mean, the sun card is also depicted in a sense of awareness right there. You see right behind him, you know. Okay. Messenger of Water, which is Knight of Cups, and then Six of Pentacles in reverse backing them. So Knight of Cups followed by the Six of... So I think there's some kinks to work out. Something that there's like a blind spot almost. I think in the transition, yeah, I think it's just like this Knight of Cups is like, I'm very fond of you. You're wonderful. You're great. Can I offer you some constructive criticism? Just because like I not only do I vibe with you, but I find what you do more than just agreeable, and so I want you to succeed. This is these are my thoughts on dot dot dot. And so there's a little bit of a humbling here with this seahorse that's being spoken to. I don't know. I mean, I think the seahorse is actually talking to this energy right over here. But anyway, it's like a level playing field type of discussion. Like, let me just like sit with you, like just one-to-one, and we'll hear each other out. I absolutely respect what you do, and I feel appreciated as well, being in close proximity. I see by the way you engage that you also engage with your you care about those that you're engaging with. Therefore, I feel a certain level of respect. It's very much personalized, especially with this one-to-one. So you sit down and you talk, and you're like, okay, I'm getting a level of like the what you call it, the prompt, almost the advice to be a little bit just more selfish, you know, at this stage, which means that you are so much more than the product of what of what you're known for at this moment. So why not discover other areas? Because you're already good over here. And if you take a break of it, it's not going to diminish how good you are in this atmosphere. It's not a like use it or lose it type of vibe. Like you've mastered it. So like you don't have to prove anything to anyone. As an Empress, you don't, how do I say it? Instead of focusing on the engagement with your crowd, I think that's already a default mechanism within your energetics. So it's more so, okay, this is like doing it for the gram type of pun, which is like, you know, the IG handle, which I'm not, it's just like slang, right? You get it. A Six of Earth, Six of Pentacles in reverse is like recognizing like where you came from. And not just by your ancestry, like your immediate ancestry, but deep, deep earth version of it. You see the deer is depicted here, so therefore the roots are reaching down, branched out to the bottom. So, so selfishness is not quite the word, but being more grounded with your efforts. And so you realize in order to basically pitch a tent in what may be unforgiving atmospheres, or, you know, being prepared should there be unforgiving circumstances, you realize that one stake is in the ground and it's firmly planted. Well, you got other stakes as well. Some people may cook here too, or like to barbecue or something like that. Grill, yeah, something like that. But there's something about that here. And yeah, so that's it for that. So that's the recommendation. More grounded. Okay. And I wouldn't say that this constructive criticism is leaning towards the implications of neglect, but rather, hey, there's a hidden gem over here. Have you dabbled in this area before? You should try that. Yeah. It's like if you're so good here and you started off like basically cold turkey into it and you're this good, like how many other things could you be good at? Yeah, so this is very, very good. Okay. All right, so new bottom of the deck is what? Six of Air in reverse. There's a quiet. You know, when you're trying to navigate from turbulent waters to an area of stillness, like calm. When you hit that stillness calm, you're not like, hooray! You're not like, there's so much like effort, like almost like exacerbating like this, like I gotta get there, I gotta get there, I gotta get to safety. There's a sense of relief, a sense of like silence. And so that's what I feel like on this. The tower moment. What? The calm before the storm. But it could also mean like the calm before, you know, it rains, like, you know, with from firm decisions, firm establishments. So when you land good foundations and the tower moment hits, it's not necessarily chaos, but rather a focus on the method rather than the madness. And so things naturally fall away, the weakest links. So it's not like turmoil for you. It's like, okay, facing a decision and the calm before it. So the wonderful thing about engaging in a variance of activities is not just the pursuit and the inevitable discovery of your place in it. Like, it's not just character development and the possibility of something else that you can excel at, but it also offers itself as a resource, like a fun, like gaming type of resource to apply to you know, conflict resolution. So yeah, it's firming up your foundations. It's like when big decisions are coming through, because you've applied a sense of professionalism in your personal life, a great deal of work ethic there. The Tower moment is just like exercising your Emperor or Empress power. It's like you're a lot more chill because you're like, oh, you know, I'm really good at this thing too. It's about building confidence, basically, not just like soft skills. So what comes after that? The World card in reverse. So it, and then 8 of air. There's something else here. Yes, so this is hold on, what's after 8 of air? Messenger of air, Knight of Swords, Moon card, manifestation. Oh yeah. So like, okay, so when you're in this calm and you're like, oh, I gotta make a big decision. I'm on the board of directors. I gotta cast my vote. Rather than just like cast a line. It's knowing that there's like a loading time for the collective, right? So once you make that decision, because you're at your most calm and wholesome, like fullest self, most like integrated, invested self, in all arenas, it's like 8 of Swords, like, you know, you stay put. It's not playing dead. It's just sometimes in the area of processes that can be lengthy or complex, there you would automatically assume there's some sense of aversion to it, tied to it. And so you say like, oh, you know what, my hands are tied. So that's the kind of lingo sometimes that you have to use in order to be most effective for the collective to hear, their ears, in so that they can kind of self-soothe, um, and accept there's a level of patience in the process. So yeah, it's like that area of 6 of Cups, like you have to grow up, you know, and we have to move along with this together, because change is happening fast. Change is happening quickly. That's the 9 of Swords. There's a huge emphasis with that. So rather than like loading someone's ear up with all of these like flowery cliches, it's just like you have to give them the bottom line of the most like an upper level view of, you know, just saying like my hands are tied. And so they have to accept that and understand their part. Like, okay, so now the ball's in my court and how I digest this. And so things are happening quickly, but they're happening. That's absolute there. So the top of the deck is 3 of Cups in reverse. So you celebrate whatever you can, even if it's like in your most intimate gestures. So if for some reason there's an anomaly that dictates that whatever gameplay is decided upon as not as currently successful as it usually plays out, then you're already saved by your personal investments, like your, you know, your professionalism in your personal life. Yeah. All right, so that's very good. I like it. So it's like with the Empress's touch, you know, it's just like it's another version of a consolation prize, where you don't, by the phrasing of it, it doesn't automatically pin you down as like a loser that has to go away and then like be patted on the head, you know? This is more like, and this is not the participation awards. This is like pat on the back for a good job, you know, of your efforts, and let's kick back and like have a pizza, you know? You, when you have a team of players and you're the coach, you're the like soccer mom or whatever, just because there's a current loss, it shouldn't dictate whether or not you're going to have a meal after. You know what I mean? You still celebrate together. So all wins and losses. You don't just like dismiss everybody and go home and that call it a day. No, there's so much more to your day than there's so much more purpose in working as a team. Yeah. Than the direct desire of outputs. Yeah. So this is like building morale. If we're just going to like shorten up the statement here. So I don't see a head count over here, but that's okay. That's okay. What are my 3 takeaways then? First takeaway is 5 of Swords in reverse. And what popped up with that is 5 of Fire in reverse. So it's foregoing, it's, how do I say it? Leaving the field with a good sense of your, it's not quite trials, but exiting the field, like, oh, I still played the game, you know? So there's like a forfeit on your understanding of what loss is and having no qualm about it. Like, we played the game, we played a good game. Master number 55 here. Yeah, depicted here. I forget what master number 55 is, but we'll go ahead and look that up. My second takeaway is 4 of Cups in reverse. Correct answer on that multiple choice, higher level questioning. Yeah, you see like there's bubbles too, like Scantron form. Yeah. So sharpening the sword in your observations, you know, is sharpening up your number 2 pencil. So this is soft core, like just going at it like on a daily level. So the clarifier for that is, oh, 2 things. Okay. 3 of Wands in reverse, 3 of Fire in reverse, and 9 of Fire in reverse. Fire represents weeks, 12 weeks. We're looking at a quarter's time. So back to when one of the recent readings, maybe like 5 or 6 readings ago, it talked about you know, like I promise you that when you make these decisions, etc., you're going to see different, like an improvement, like benefits, absolute benefits within the transition process. And you're going to be able to see that within like quarters time. So 3 months, and then another 3 months, and another 3 months. So, but this is something, this is your own personal takeaway. It's going to come off as rather detached type of like cliche energy if it's coming from someone else's mouth. So this is your own personal discovery process, and how to Q&A, yeah, to determine, to define the benefits in within every within every investment. And so this is what this brings in making this choice of like engaging in other activities, trying something new. Is there's a sense of lightheartedness in not what it brings is this attitude adjustment, like just a fine tweaking here of not being so defensive. So it's engaging in the healing process. Remember, Nine of Wands is somebody that has been injured, yet they still show up. You know, this is someone who doesn't feel so good, but not like isn't quite bedridden nor contagious, but they still show up. So this is not showing up, but this is not like is still with the right work ethic and engaged in the healing process. All right. So my third takeaway is come on. All right. Three of Pentacles. I told you, like, what is it? The sun will come out tomorrow. That kind of, tomorrow's a new day. Yeah, and so it brings like further opportunities. Yeah, so if like you have like a winning streak and all of a sudden you have like one loss or a couple of losses, it doesn't doom you, Tina, to saying like, oh, that's a new patterning now. No. The refresh, how do I say it? This attitude fine-tuning or attitude enhancement is it's leaning towards like better opportunities. Okay. So the clarifier for that is Eight of Wands in reverse. Ah, like you silence the room with that type of energy. You naturally, when you don't have any qualms, master number 55, to how others define success or winnings or whatever, like it doesn't get to you, you know what I mean? So there's again the calming, the silence, right? And some people like have no words for this because it's like all of a sudden like an upgraded opportunity comes, or several do, and so people are like, how did that happen? And it's just like the divine recognizes your core essence by how you conduct yourself and how that impression influences those that are around you, those that are on your team, as well as those that are off your team. And so comprehensive, they reward that with greater opportunities because you came in, you came in fresh, but you also exited clean. So yeah, that's wonderful. All right, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, passions from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity, to pass through the white line of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification, and me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of rollout in light and love. We close the portals in this reading now.